Keep an eye out for alerts.
Right.
I don't have any chat open, and I didn't change the label, so great.
Hey, we're live. Welcome, everyone, to the Awesemo.com live before lock show here for you on a summer Friday. You know, you may have summer Friday hours. Our summer Friday is spent talking DFS, the sport and game that we all love. So just have MLB. That sounded sarcastic. It really wasn't. It's a tough line to walk when you're introing things. I'm Chris Spags, joined by the star of this here channel, my fellow. We're both in backwards hats again, so we're throwing it back. Josh, how are you doing tonight?
I'm pretty good. The wife is hanging out in our company's stomping grounds today. I was supposed to be there. Got late notice. Flights were too expensive. So I'm flying solo again this week. It's a man's weekend.
It's just men being men, talking sports, not wearing pants on a live stream, talking to Dejay in chat. How's it going, Dejay? You're the first one to chime in, so I'll acknowledge you. How's it going? As you guys trickle in, you know, we will be talking about things. There's really only MLB to talk about tonight. Or is there an NHL game? I don't even know.
There's not an NHL game.
Okay, good. There is no NHL game. Josh does not have pants on, though I cannot confirm that.
I did take them off earlier because I'm having a problem at home. I think, and then I don't even like talking about something like this, but I think our downstairs central air unit is on the fritz, so it's hot downstairs. So I took my pants off on the couch.
It's getting hot down there, so take off all your clothes.
It is.
All right. I don't know why you said that. Like you couched that in a way where you were like, I don't know if I want to talk about this. Like it's very personal.
Well, it's kind of weird to be like, oh, my house with the two air units, one of them's not working. So
I relate. I moved into an apartment building in Williamsburg, the last place I lived before I moved out to LA. And it was like a very nice building, and they had central air. And the central air didn't work for the first month that we were there. We moved in August, and I think they got it fixed in October. So basically the hottest months in New York where it's the most humid and whatever. And I have like an eye injury from when somebody poked me in the eye once accidentally where I tore my cornea. And it just kept re-tearing because of the heat over and over again. And like I was the most unhappy person in the world. I generally hate not having air conditioning anyway.
Yeah. Right.
But when your eye is also tearing and like becomes red and you can't see out of it because like you don't have air conditioning, not the best. So I'm very sympathetic to your plight.
Yeah, I mean, granted, it's frosty upstairs. I just don't have to be downstairs if I don't want to be, but I don't really want to have to pay for it. That's sort of where I'm at right now. I'm really hoping that it's just a quirk and not like, hey, we're gonna need $3,000 for a new unit.
Yeah, no, that's not ideal. That's home ownership for you though. That's not the best.
Yeah, I mean, like it is what it is. I don't really care. We knew one of the units was old and one of them was new when we bought the house, so I just don't know which one's which. So I hope this is the old one. Otherwise, I'm going to be real pissed. Anyway, well, see,
DFS. We've had struggles on both sides of the air conditioning issues. Let's just talk air conditioning. Let's not talk DFS.
Yeah, this is going to be the live before lock air conditioning stream where we talk about the only ways to make the air colder than it normally is.
Sometimes you got to put your head in the fridge. Sometimes you got to put cold water on your wrists. There's a lot going on there.
It being 90
a lot of
today isn't helping.
No, I'm sure. I can imagine it wouldn't. But yeah, we'll talk DFS. We won't talk all AC. We'll maybe talk some more AC later. You know, look, it's the thing we're all passionate about. We've got Jake in the chat too. Apparently, Jake Hari is not too cool this week, so he's here for the live stream too. If you have any baseball questions you want to drop for a text answer, Jake is here. But let's talk MLB. We both have done tremendous amounts of research on the day. There's 15 games of the slate. What are you doing for stacks? Let's go stacks first.
Stacks. Easy today. Easy. Dodgers, #1 with a bullet on both sites. A's are my #2 on FanDuel. They're 4th on DK, but by all accounts, my stacks on DraftKings at the top are all the same. Very little differentiating. Dodgers, Brewers, Yankees, A's. And those are the same 4 that are at the top for me on FanDuel. Diamondbacks are 5th on both sites. Nats are 6th on both sites. So for the first time in like the past couple of days, I'm getting a lot of overlap. I've been having these struggles where last night for the Indians, I think it was the Indians in particular, where like Jose Ramirez went yard, and I saw myself jump up the leaderboards on FanDuel, and I opened DK, and it cut my profits in half, and I was like, fuck, it's going to be one of those nights, huh? So today it looks like I can cheer for good things across the board.
Yeah, I'm actually on the same stacks. I'm only doing one lineup again, even though I'm doing it in the rally cap instead of the $12 single entry on DraftKings. I don't know why. I was just like, I don't feel like I feel like I've been doing better in a single entry than I was doing in the rally cap. Probably because I was playing like five or so entries a night in the rally cap. But I actually landed completely on Dodgers and A's, and we didn't talk about that. And then I looked at our ownership percentage, and the Dodgers are going to be very highly owned. So I felt like maybe I'm wrong, but you're still on them. I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah, and I'll be doubling up the field. I love the Dodgers tonight. And most of where I end up doubling up the field, let me open it up so I'm not like talking out of my ass. And let me make sure that we haven't updated these in like the last couple minutes because these might be a little old. 536. Just in case, let me grab our updated DraftKings ownership projections because I want to make sure I'm speaking to the right information. I don't like lying. Also, I'm drinking a grapefruit sculpin right now, just in case anybody's curious.
I'm drinking a Bud Light.
We're on different wavelengths today.
Well, I have a friend in town who I just bought like a case of Bud Lights just so we had them around the house.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going with. I would normally go with a classier beer, but when you have the king of beers, why would you?
I thought you were going to be like, oh, my friend's not that classy, so I bought trash beer.
She is also not very classy either, but no, I definitely didn't. No. Just I like Bud Light. Bud Light
I'm
goes
sure
down like water.
she would love to hear that.
She's just a friend, so she's well aware of her lack of class.
Fair enough. Okay, so I do have a lot of overlap to the big guys like Taylor and Turner, Kemp, but I'm like doubled up on Kike Hernandez. I've got a ton of exposure to Austin Barnes compared to the field. Same sort of thing for Puig. So while I am getting a lot of Dodgers and I am concentrated at the top, I am going to be cycling in a lot of the down the lineup guys, and I think that'll be enough to differentiate me.
Any weather issues today? Somebody's asking about the weather in the Yankee game. I actually didn't see any issue with that beforehand, but any games that we're worried about at all today?
Maybe the Nats and the Braves. I don't think it's going to be a problem. So really, I would say that there aren't any weather issues today.
Oh, Jay pointing out the I think I pronounced his name 5 different ways already so far. But Jay pointing out Golden Monkey. Golden Monkey is my favorite beer in the world. I once had 8 of those waiting for an ungodly long flight at JFK, and really got hammered in a way that I've never gotten before. It's like they're very high ABV beers, and I you have like 1 or 2 at a time. 8 was a whole. I was like, that was like how I felt doing shrooms. Have you had Golden Monkey before?
I have.
Yeah, Victory's a good brewer.
Yeah, I couldn't think about who Victory was, but that's some back home shit for me.
Oh yeah,
Downingtown is not too far away from my parents' house.
Yeah,
I just forgot Golden Monkey was a Victory beer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Golden Monkey is I think my favorite of their beers, but I've had a few which I enjoy.
They're good. They've got good shit, man.
So we talked stacks. Let's just talk pitchers up front. I guess what pitchers do you have the most so far?
Oh, this is going to be an interesting one. I'd be better off talking about this on FanDuel. So obviously Sale and Cole are like the 2 guys that are going to be super owned today. I have less than the field, as usual. I've got a ton of Carlos Carrasco. I'm probably going to be close to doubled up on Chris Stratton. I'll probably be double plus on Strasburg. I'm over the field on McCollus and Tyler Mahle. I've got a full fade right now of Zach Wheeler. Not like that's intentional or anything. Same for Mike Leake. I'm way under the field on Leake and Wheeler. Those are the 2 guys that I'm sort of the opposite direction on. Aside from like the major chalk guys. I have none of him.
What? Okay, why? So I looked him up where he's lowly graded on our rankings too, which I assumed might be Price. But he's going against a team who strikes out a lot versus righties. Pretty good money line total. Couple decent games recently. Why not Barria?
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about this. So let's pull it up. Shit, I gotta update my gambling lines too while I do this. I have so much to do. I'm so behind right now. Okay, so why am I not getting to him? Couple reasons. One, I think he's bad. He grades out really poor. Like I don't know how else to be like generic about it. He's got a 526 projected FIP from Steamer. So right out of the gate, that makes it really hard to like recover. He projects to have a 6.6K per 9, which is like super low. The only person that's going to be lower than that is fucking Bartolo Colon, the dude that he's against. I like the Angels' offense more than I would like Berea. I just don't think that he's like a terribly high upside pitcher, especially at a $9,300 price point. And lucky for me, our rankings agree with me and our ownership projections agree with me. So I'm comfortable not being on him.
Yeah, no, okay, that all makes sense, and I noticed that too. We've talked about it a few times on the live stream, but ever since we had that one CC Sabathia night, which became an intervention for me and my CC Sabathia playing, I try really hard to not play guys who were graded that lowly. It was also because it was both Sabathia and Gibson that night. So like I think for me, whenever I've noticed that, whenever I see in Osmo's rankings that guys are at like a D and an E, I try not to play them. But Barria, I get the K rate, not a great K rate, but a really like a pretty bottom of the league team on the other side in terms of strikeouts and just overall performance from against righties.
Yeah, the Rangers are bad. I don't think that Berea has enough stuff to like make it matter. I would look at him as like a very high variance option today. It wouldn't totally shock me if things went well, just because I don't think the Rangers are very good. But I feel like the Angels could win this game like 7-6.
Yeah, okay. I could see that. I mean, obviously they have the bats to back out that kind of score too. It makes sense. Also, for some reason, I'm not logged into our site and it won't let me log in. That's not ideal.
You gotta pay, man. We don't just give shit out for free here.
No, like it's just like the login screen's not loading for some reason. It's just like just going. Oh well, that's not great.
Yo, I need to change the Dodgers pitcher. When did that switch?
Who's the pitcher now?
Someone else. Scott Alexander.
Oh, he's been that since I looked up. Like I looked at my last glance at lineups.
Also, I don't know if I'm getting all the chat messages or not, but it feels like I'm not.
Might be just issues all around the internet. Maybe we all have problems. So yeah, Scott Alexander is the pitcher. I didn't see any reason to play Scott Alexander.
Yeah, maybe.
Obviously,
I gotta like put him in. I liked Santana earlier today, so let's update this. Dodgers. What the fuck is your name now? Scott Alexander. Scott Alexander is the name of a guy that gets created in like season 8 of the show career.
I agree with that. He's also just like a straight relief pitcher. Like there's no reason to play him. He and Sergio Romo, obviously both not, I would say not guys that I would play tonight.
Yeah, I'm already handling that now. The line has dropped dramatically. You're gonna go down to 4. So, alrighty, back to where I needed to be. Still have a lot of work to do, and 40 minutes to do it. So this feels like college.
It's true. That's how I felt before doing, because we've discussed it on the stream before, but I was trying to finish my lineup before coming on the air after being burned a few times by me just kind of grasping at straws as we do this. And yeah, I had to rush mine in. I currently have Barria and someone else who I don't hate quite as much. Mikolas. So like I'm okay with. I don't know why I gave him that like Mikolas, like that that movie with what the fuck is that guy? Forrest Whitaker.
I don't know. What
totally esoteric reference. The one where he was the African dictator, he was Idi Amin, and the other character's name was Nicholas, and he would always go like Nicolas. We never saw it. Oh, it's a great movie. Anyway, Idi Amin will get you there.
Yeah, that's what I went with. The Last King of Scotland.
Yep, that's it.
Oddly enough, I missed that one.
It was an Oscar movie. It was really good. I mean, that's
why I missed it.
It more became an inside joke between my friends because we have a friend named Nicholas, and we would always call him Nicolas.
Okay, so that makes way more sense.
Yes. So yeah, Mikolas is very similar. Possibly not a friend of Idi Amin, though, at least as far as I know. The Dodgers were doing a Romo thing I guess, where they're starting a reliever, but then Santana will come in.
Yeah, apparently. Well, I'm not going to fuck with him now, though. So.
Did you read about that, by the way? Like, apparently the Rays have actually started a trend, which might become a real thing, of having openers instead of closers.
It should have been this forever. An actual starter should barely exist. Every team should do this, only they should throw more relievers and less starters.
Yeah, like that's sort of what they were saying, was that there's like a statistical reason to do it. Basically, like your pitcher gets less affected by the third time that they're seeing a batter.
Right.
So by putting an opener in, you're limiting that, and the guys who will see the pitcher then again are the guys at the bottom of the order who are worse.
Yeah.
So like,
I've done that a lot in like video games that I've played in the past. I've completely changed my outlook on pitching. Unless you've got a guy like Kershaw or something where you can go 8 strong, like the bulk of pitchers should be pulled way earlier than they are.
Yeah, so I mean, like, there's a lot of data that would make sense and why. It's interesting though to see it happening in real time, where the Rays were like, they did it the one weekend, I think it was versus the Angels, and then they did it again last weekend versus the Orioles, which is not a matchup you need to do that with. And now apparently the Dodgers are doing it. It's like, it is like a little trend. It's weird to see that happen in real time.
I don't remember who did it a while back. It might have been the Rays. It might have been the Astros. But a team in the minors started doing something similar where they had like tandem starting pairs where guys would go like 3 and 3 and then they'd figure it out. Just trying to go more towards that. But that's the first I've seen it in a while, so...
Yeah, good for them. I mean, good for them doing something different, I guess. But it is something to note for fantasy, because it's not ideal for fantasy.
No, well, I mean, the reason that it doesn't change is money. Like, try telling a starting pitcher that he's not going to be a starting pitcher any longer, and he's going to be a guy that only throws 3 innings, and he can't accumulate wins when he goes to arbitration, and he throws 50 less innings. Like, it might be better for the team, but the pitcher's going to tell him to fuck off.
Yeah, it's one of those where there's like an antiquated stats versus like advanced analytics thing where, a lot of the arbitration stuff does come down to those basic stats. Yeah. And the ones that we don't value as much, or like that analytics have told us we shouldn't value as much. It's interesting. It's like an interesting little dynamic to note this year, I guess.
Yeah, inertia will get you, man. Inertia's a motherfucker.
Yeah, and even baseball, which is the most analytic sport, and has been pretty ahead of the curve with that stuff, still slow on the uptake. Especially the managers, I'm sure.
That's the craziest part of it all. There's more data for baseball than in any other sport by like tenfold, and yet, like, it's such a. I hate saying it the way that it is, but like, it's such a stodgy, like, white people mentality where people are just not like coming with the times. Baseball's going to look a lot different in 20 years if it still exists.
Well, it'll be Blurns ball in Futurama.
We went over this. I haven't watched Futurama.
Oh, that's right. I know, but well, Blurns ball, basically there's like a ball and a string, and there's like wacky bonuses and stuff, and it's almost like a pinball game version of baseball. But there's aliens and rocket boosters. It's probably a little bit hard to explain given that it's an animated absurdist show.
What they should do is go to basketball.
Oh, I wish I would be a professional baseball player, because like I have money, and we actually played that in high school a fair amount because I was very big on the movie and would make people play it. And really, like, not a hard game. Like, psych outs wouldn't get me. No. Show me your asshole. Who cares?
You ever think your brother?
Don't quote that out of context.
You ever think your brother could do something like this? Show him what kind of animal you are. And then somebody just steps up underneath and just bricks on the middle of the court, and you're just like, yeah, I am going to miss, actually, because that smells terrible.
Would you go, we'll do one player. Fine, we'll do a couple quick player ones. Low price outfielder, would you go Dietrich, Bradley, or Grossman?
Fucking goddamn it. Philly's lineup came just as I was about to start running another crunch. Would I go what or what?
Dietrich, Jackie Bradley, or my boy, mediocre Robbie Grossman.
I got to pull that up individually. I don't know those guys off the top of my head and how they're going to be.
Robbie Grossman kind of annoys me a little because, like, the fact that I picked him for the home run thing, like, I picked him under duress, sort of, but also because I was like, oh, he seems like a random asshole. And Robbie Grossman, after looking up a little more, is like the definition of like a replacement player. He's just like a guy who is a body in the league who's like okay and just kind of okay.
It almost has to be Dietrich. He's probably a little overowned for like taking a one-off guy like that, but the other two guys are putrid. Mm-hmm. Two of like the worst 7 outfielders that I have, so.
Would you go Machado or Story on FanDuel in a cash game?
That one's a little bit easier to answer.
It's got to be Story, right?
I don't know.
You said it was going to be easy. I thought you were just going to pop it out real
Dude,
fast.
there's too many guys to just like think about. I don't know everybody's individual ownerships in my head.
I mean, Story in Colorado versus a relief pitcher, potentially, at least for the first inning.
I mean, if you have more of either of those games in your lineup, then I would want whoever you already have. I project Story to be like 0.8 of a point better than Machado, just slightly more owned. So I would say Story.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't love Sonny Gray or anything, but I think I would go Story in Colorado with, I mean, given his stats versus righties. Though is Santana a righty, the guy who was backing him up?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so 2 righties then, Story versus righties. Oh, actually, no, I have him versus lefties. Shit.
I said yeah. I don't really know the answer to that, but I think he was.
Yeah, versus
He's
lefties.
either righty or lefty.
Yeah, so the starter, Scott Alexander's a lefty. That's what I was looking at. My bad. So Story versus Alexander, good. Versus a righty, maybe not as much. But I would still take those couple at bats versus Alexander. I don't know. I would go Story personally. Pivetta or Taillon? How about in general? What do you think about the mid-price pitchers? Which of them are valuable to you?
That's a good question. I would rather have Taillon than Pivetta. It doesn't appear that we're going to be giving any ownership to Pivetta, at least on DK. So that could be an interesting pivot if you're playing a lot of lines. But I actually like Taillon today.
Okay. Yeah, I'm all right with that. I mean, that game, I like my boy Mikolas. So I'm all right with it.
Obscure ass Oscars movie from 2006.
You know what? You're right. It was unfair. It was one of those things that felt really like, oh, this was a thing, and it really was just a thing to me, possibly in a small groups of people. One guy got in the chat though, JM, our boy JM.
A $9 million budget Oscar movie from 2006. As if I was watching a ton of Oscar movies when I was 21.
It was just famous though because Forrest Whitaker did such a good Idi Amin, and the Idi Amin was like kind of funny. Like it was obviously a dramatic movie because Idi Amin. Genocide and stuff, not the best guy, but like his accent was like hilarious, and the way he did Nicholas was very enthusiastic for this little white guy.
I was too busy watching Anchorman 150 times, or Stomp the Yard. That might be a little too early.
There's room for both. There's room for all the above on your life. A lot of people ask about Pivetta. So what do you think about Pivetta in general? Would you play any Pivetta? Do you have any Pivetta currently?
I do. We have Pivetta at 1%. And I actually have him at 6 on DK, and I'm doubled up on him on FanDuel as well. So I'm leaning with a decent amount of Pivetta. I mean, granted, that might change in the next couple seconds after I do this. But Dylan Cousins, no team. Okay. See, like, nothing's going right for me. I need to hustle.
It's a Friday. It shouldn't be this hard.
Then that's exactly why it's hard.
Oh, true. That's a fair point. Let's see, San Francisco versus righties. Yeah, I'm okay with Pivetta. I'm not playing him, but I'm okay with him. Pretty good strikeout rate for the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as if I'm going to have like 45% Pivetta, but I think he's very functional in like the 5 to 10% range.
Yeah, I agree. Not great power side. Pretty decent K rate. So stuff that plays in Pivetta's side. I don't mind Pivetta tonight. Frankie Montas, people asking about a lot. Obviously, his numbers jumped out if you're looking just at recent performances. Are you playing any Frankie Montas, or do you have any interest?
I'm not playing him, and I don't have any interest. Let me be more specific. I have 1% of him on FanDuel. That's usually just kind of like a quirk for the crunch. It might go away immediately. But no, that's not for me.
Yeah, I mean, Montas, the worst whip on the slate. Not as big of a sample size as some. Actually, no, he actually does have a pretty decent sample size. Caper 9 looks not bad, but his XFIP and whip, I don't think you need to go there. It's possible. It's just not one that I'm like super confident about personally.
My wife is trying to coordinate me selling our old dining or living room table and end tables while I'm on here, so I just said no.
You gotta show her who's boss sometimes, and you can't. She's not in the room with you, so you can't backhand her like you normally do.
Yeah. If I gotta show her who's boss, I'm going to go sell those end tables right now because she is the motherfucking boss in this shit.
Anybody in the chat want to buy end tables? Maybe we could get a bidding war.
Table's nice. We bought a new couch 2 days ago, so or maybe that was yesterday.
If anybody wants an autographed Josh Chubster Engelman end table, now's your time to get it for a pretty decent price if you want to drive down to North Carolina. So submit your bids in the chat.
Yeah. If any of you guys live in Wilmington and want a rooms to go glass coffee table and end table, hit me up.
Would you go Lamb or Turner tonight? I like Lamb. I mean, I like Turner more rather, but Turner's going to be much higher owned, so that's something. Do you like Lamb at all? Do you care about Lamb?
I mean, I eat it pretty regularly, but it's not something I seek out. The portions are always really small.
It's better served during Easter. But how about the player, Lamb? I don't even know.
Oh, yeah, I've got a ton of Lamb on both sites.
Okay.
He'll be chopped.
Any hitters from the Chicago Cubs? Do you have any hitters from the Cubs or Cubs?
I don't.
Oh, it's unfortunate. Chadwick is asking, new premium member, where can you find the videos from Awesemo? If you search on the site, Awesemo Q&A, you'll find the ones that we did. Next week, we're going to do another one where I think it's going to be Josh, Jake, and I peppering Awesemo with questions because we realize there's like not enough crossover currently between the different shows and stuff we're doing sometimes. So we want to kind of bring it all together and get Awesemo in the mix a little more. We're also going to have him on the live stream a little more, I think, moving forward, his schedule permitting. So we're trying to figure that out, trying to kind of unify everything now that Joshy, Chubster, and I are full-time and figuring shit out.
Yeah, you'd be surprised to know that the hour before lock, really important to the best player in the world.
Yeah. Sometimes a guy who's spending tens of thousands of dollars on a slate wants to actually make sure that investment is proper before it's submitted.
Might not have enough time for your Story or Machado questions while he has fucking thousands of dollars in play.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll have more of him. But thank you for signing up, Chadwick. If you are a premium member and you want a little shout out, just mention you got a premium membership. Or if you want to pretend, I'll probably still shout you out because I'm not going to double check this. But sign up for premium on awesemo.com if you're not yet. We have all the stuff that you're asking us, all the things that you need to make better lineups, ownership projections, rankings. Josh is doing a video soon where he's going to show you like from square one how to do everything for MLB and how to use our data the best that you can to make money. So yeah, go do that stuff. Go sign up if you haven't yet. Can you submit questions for Awesemo through here? You don't have Twitter.
Email will work.
Email
at awesemo.com.
There you go. So submit questions there. We'll try to get to them whenever we have them next.
Yeah.
Gage asking about Matt Kemp. I like Matt Kemp a lot. What do you think about Matt Kemp? I assume also bullish.
Yeah, he's visible on my... Well, now he's not. Yep, he is again. I have a lot of Matt Kemp. But
he looks like one of the better plays on the Dodgers to me, I think.
Yeah, he looks great. Oh, the fucking whole team looks great.
Yep, I agree. I wish Max Muncy were playing. Like he has a limited sample size versus lefties, but boy, he's really raked in that limited sample size.
He's playing.
He's not in the starting lineup, is he?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't on Moto blinders.
I mean, he is on what I'm looking at right now, and in my crunches.
Did they update that? That's weird because I definitely looked for him specifically because I was like, oh, I want to play Max Muncy, and then he wasn't in their lineup.
I'm playing Max Muncy if that helps you at all. Not that much, but I'm playing him.
So okay, another guy asked us, who would you stack out of the say? I mean, you can definitely go 5 deep in this lineup, but which guys do you jump out as the most necessary parts of the stack?
I didn't hear the first part you cut out. Who would I stack what?
Who would you stack on the Dodgers then? Now that we know Max Muncy is in,
I knew it before.
Which guys look the most appealing to you on that side?
Didn't I talk about this already?
No, we talked in general terms.
Was that before the show that I was talking about how I had a lot of Austin Barnes?
You didn't tell me
that was the beginning of this shit. I said the Dodgers were my first stack. I've got a lot of like the first 4 guys, which will be the most popular. but I've got like a bunch of Austin Barnes and Yasiel Puig that I think will differentiate me from the field.
Yeah. You did say that, but it was really a throwaway statement. But, you know, we also have to circle back. You know, people come in late. This is a thing
I just thought I was, like, stupid or something, and I couldn't remember if I actually had that conversation or not. I wasn't questioning you. I was questioning myself.
You did mention the Dodgers in the beginning, but I didn't recall you mentioning Barnes. But,
run that back.
Whatever.
Let's find
it's
out.
fine.
Either way,
all the Dodgers,
I'm using the entire lineup as differentiation today.
Story or Chris Taylor? I don't...
I mean,
I like Taylor.
Taylor, but it depends what you're looking for.
Love?
I mean, Taylor is the leadoff hitter on my top stack today, so it'd be weird to not be like, yeah, that's the direction I would go.
They definitely did not have Muncy in fifth on Moto blinders before. I'm pretty confident in that. I feel like Enrique... Also, I don't like Enrique and Kike being interchangeable. I know you've railed against this, the name thing. It's upsetting, like that I have to keep remembering. Oh right, Enrique goes by Kike on this site.
Well, that one's just hard because that's not the way I want to say it.
Oh, that is, you are not Jewish, so I don't think you're allowed to say it any other ways.
No. But yeah, like it's fucking tough, man. You read that, you don't read it as Kike. I promise you don't. I've never been more confident of something in my life. You do not read that as Kike if you're just reading it in general. If I gave that to my dad, he's not Kike Hernandez. I'm positive of it.
He should know that there's an accent on the E, and that's what makes it different. I guess you could go Kike. I don't know, depending on how you want to pronounce it. How do you take ownership into account when it comes to your point projections?
They're independent of each other.
Okay.
So my projections have no bearing on how I deal with ownership. What my projections do after I run my lines is the way that I manipulate with regards to ownership. But the ownership themselves has no bearing on what the actual output is. Okay.
Yeah, they more inform your, like, oh, do I believe in this guy more or less than the slate, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, they're for Josh, they're a function of thing. And I think that's how Osmo approaches it too, from what I recall. Is that like he uses it more as like a guideline of, do you want to be heavy on this guy because you think their chance of their likelihood of success is higher. So that's more of the way that I think most people are using them.
Yeah, it's not about like playing someone that's chalk. It's about evaluating whether someone is projected to be over-owned or under-owned. I know that's a weird distinction, but
I feel like I've heard Alex refer to it as like ownership as being a reflection on their likelihood of success. I think he said it in one of the videos I did with him actually, where he was like, if you think a guy's like 50% owned and he has a 70% chance of like success rate, then you should own him at 70% because like you're then heavier on him than the field. So like I think that's the best way I've heard it distilled. You want to look at that stuff.
Yeah, like there are chalky guys that all have more than the chalk, and there are chalky guys where I have less than the chalk. It's sort of a balancing act of like the probabilities of them reaching their ceiling.
Bill Butlicker was in the hospital. Sorry to hear that, Bill. Hope you're all right.
Well, stop licking butts.
It's true. It's not very sanitary.
No.
Probably get E. coli that way.
How much Trick Daddy do you listen to? Jesus.
Are you playing UFC GPPs tonight?
No, I'm not. If I were going to do that, I would be doing it on a bigger show than this trash show. Although the main event is fucking good. The rest of that show I can do without.
Utica, only the best. Only the best for Utica.
Yeah, the main event's legit, man. It's a real fight. I highly recommend checking that out.
Would you go with the Diamondbacks bats or the Mets bats if you were stacking?
I'm like 99% sure it's Diamondbacks, but Richard Evans saying pink eye question mark in the chat with regards to Bill Butlicker is fucking hilarious.
People matter in the eye.
Yeah, I have way more Diamondbacks. I don't have any Mets.
You're not meeting the Mets tonight?
Goose egg on the Mets tonight for me.
Would you greet the Mets? Would you step right up and eat the Mets? We know. What's the third one of that?
I don't know. I don't ever sing
eat
that
the
song.
Mets, greet the Mets, step right up and something the Mets. I grew up in New York. Been around the Mets.
I don't give a shit about your shitty singing. You see what Bill Butler just said?
Oh, okay. As long as you survived, that's good.
I love that he ended it with true story.
An asshole.
But Dodgers lineup's out. Everything should be legit now. And I pray to God that this... I said Dodgers. I meant Giants. Do I have any Giants? No. Well, I have 2% here.
Greet the Mets. That's right. You're not eating the Mets. You're greeting the Mets, of course. But, like, you don't need to meet and greet them. I mean, I guess we do say meet and greet. It's stupid, though. You're meeting them. You're already...
Well, we're obviously never eating them. You should have just threw that one in the garbage fucking immediately.
I mean, you could, like, if you really were to dedicate yourself, but at least it's not redundant, like meet and greet.
Sure.
Oh, thanks, Gage. Gage is going to buy a premium membership for a month. Good luck. I think that's a good approach. You know, you get a taste of what we're doing. We're trying to figure out how to do trial stuff, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Because whatever.
Yeah,
it's hard.
It's different with trials and content. Like, I would happily give you like a little bit of smack to get you hooked, but it doesn't work like that because people abuse the system. Whereas you can't just create fake smack in the smack game. You know.
Smack the Mets.
Yeah, right after you eat them.
Last minute fight cancellation in UFC. 13% of the field are getting zeros because they didn't change their lineups. Ooh, bad job. Bad job by those.
One of the broads had to pull out of the fight.
Oh, was she menstruating too hard? She couldn't fight?
I didn't see a reason before we came live, so I don't know if anything has come out yet. But
please confirm, chat, if she was too busy menstruating to fight. Actually, delete the Mets by Hank Scorpio. Fantastic username. Hank Scorpio, you win today for me. Delete the Mets and Hank Scorpio. Great combination. What else do we have? Let's do the question I like. Actually, no, we have to do home runs. I don't know if Jake's still in the home runs, or in the chat, rather, so we don't know if we'll have a Jake pick.
Who cares? We're just going to get it wrong anyway.
I mean, it's easy for you to say that, but some of us hit at least a replacement level with our picks.
Whatever.
I actually have my pick pretty sturdy. Not going to go to Colorado. I'm going to go to the land of mediocre ribs, Kansas City, where Matt Olson is going to hit a home run off of Ian Kennedy tonight.
Matt Olson. Okay. I've got that entered.
You see, by the way, I updated the sheet once and actually looked at a video to make sure I had the picks right.
Wait, what?
I updated our dong sheet at one point. And fixed everything.
Well, thank you.
You felt like you were on an island, and this time I was able to edit it, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll fix it up, and I put in our guys.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I felt like Olson would have been higher than that. Wait, that's Pujol.
Sucks that he's not. It sucks that he's not.
Oh, he is. I was just overlooking him. Matt Olson, I have as the 8th most likely home run today. I like that call.
Ooh, okay. Feel good about that then.
You should. You should. All right, you've got Matt Olson. Hey, puppy dog. Man, I fucking hate myself if I do that.
Are you going Colorado?
No. No, all right, yeah, I'm not going to go Colorado, so I can't hate myself too much then, right?
No, that's fine. Look, I don't care. You guys are the ones who get worked up about it. I think pick whoever you want to pick. It's when they start hitting home runs and you're doing it a lot that it's like a dick move.
I've got Ryan Braun.
Okay. I see no issue with that. I'm actually kind of pissed because yesterday I did the shit where, like, this is why I'm not going to play it this way anymore. I'm just going to pick who I pick. Because, like, I was going to pick Nelson Cruz, and I was like, I don't know. Like, they might be, like, mean about Nelson Cruz. So I went with Ryan Healy again. You know who sucked Ryan Healy? You know who did a home run? Nelson Cruz. So now I'm unencumbered by social mores, not amores. Social mores, and I'm going with my guys. My guys, Matt Olson.
I love that you're, like, getting bullied by us, and it's stressing you out.
It sucks, man, because like I was so good in the beginning, and I think I set the bar too high, and then you guys were just like, "Oh, well, you can't pick freaking Stanton, huh?" And it's like, yeah, but Stanton didn't hit a home run.
To be fair,
I don't care.
It was only the Stanton pick that was terrible.
I don't know. I feel like you guys have been mean a lot, but it's tough. It's tough when you're the one in the catbird seat and you're wearing the crown of dongs. Everyone's gunning for you. That's what life is. Jake might be cleaning his room. That's true. He does have a girlfriend.
Clean?
He's got to pick up his 3 hoodies in the background.
Dude needs to come to my house and clean my house.
Who did Jake like in the morning show? Richard Evans is asking. At pitcher.
As if I remember.
Barrios? I feel like it's probably Barrios.
I don't. Maybe. No, he liked somebody that sucked. Or was that yesterday? Fuck. Who did he like? He was talking Tyler Anderson a little bit.
Oh.
I think. Honestly, look, I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember. Just go watch it.
I was letting you work it out. I thought
Well, none of the names were ringing a bell, so I just forget, guys. There's a lot of shit going on, you know.
I feel like he always loves Barrios, so I'm gonna say it's Barrios, but don't quote me on it.
I'm almost positive it isn't Barrios. But none of the other people that I'm looking at, maybe Wheeler. Did he write up Wheeler? I don't know. Go read the Spotlight Pictures. That's he writes that article.
Oh man. Did that guy ever email you, by the way, with his screenshot so we know we're bringing him on?
He tweeted at us. I said we'll be in touch.
Oh, that's what I saw. Okay, that's right. I forgot about that.
Then,
I actually
you and I both forgot about it because our memories are dog shit.
Yeah, no, actually, I think I actually liked this tweet too. I did. Yeah. Okay, so we actually do have one guy who claimed the prize, but we'll make this a rolling thing. If you win a GPP over 10,000 people in it, and send us a screenshot proof of it, we'll bring you on. So we're going to have our first guy whose first name I don't know, but he was in here the other day.
Definitely tweeted
win. He did tweet at us, but he didn't have his name on that either. It was like the same pseudonym thing. So we'll figure out that guy. We'll have our first guy maybe next week. I don't know. But if you do win a GPP over 10,000 people, we will have you on the show. And you are a regular like and subscriber of our channel, then we'll have you on. Did Jake like Mike Leake? That does seem like a guy that Jake would like.
I don't remember. No, we both hated Mike Leake. We couldn't figure out why people liked him.
Jake likes weird dudes. Jake likes weird dudes sometimes. That end up being right occasionally.
I almost won a GPP yesterday, but it wasn't going to be over 10,000 people.
I did pretty well in that showdown thing with the captain and stuff. That was actually interesting. It was like real weird at how that worked out. But
how's your boy J.R. Smith treating you for that?
That was fucked up, man. Somebody tweeted me might be somebody, I assume somebody who watches the live stream, and
tagged me in it too.
Yeah, tagged Jake and Josh in it. Like, I bet Spags at J.R. Smith. Like, I'm not, to be clear, I'm not an unlucky person. Though in this particular case, I did have J.R. Smith. I was in 25th place in the showdown. If J.R. Smith had made a layup or a three or an assist to somehow, like to George Hill, let's say, I would have absolutely won that tournament. And I would have also won a money line bet on the Cavs over the Warriors. So J.R. Smith hurt me, but it didn't bother me that much because it's like if you fucking get bit by like a rabid dog. It's like, okay, I shouldn't have probably put my hand by that dog. Shouldn't have played J.R. Smith if I didn't want J.R. Smith to do J.R. Smith shit.
True shit, man. True shit.
I
almost popped the beanball yesterday on FanDuel. I got third.
Ah, that's nice though. Third place finish, nothing to sneeze at.
I'm not mad about
it. Jake liked Barria according to Kyle Perigo. So Jake always likes some version of Barrios or Barria. I feel like he just likes rolling R's.
There's a taco place in town called Beer Barrio. I guess he would probably like that.
Oh, he absolutely would. I'm sure. Chris Jimenez, Dom. Who the fuck? Who's Chris Jimenez? I didn't even see that name come up at all today. Is that a player?
Yeah, I've got him at, let's see, 224th.
Okay. Home run picks aren't easy.
Dude, you'd be better off just saying, I think Chris Jimenez is going to get a hit today.
Ooh, he is an A value, though. So, for what that's worth, according to Osimo, the Great.
Is he really?
Yeah. I didn't even know he was a Cubs catcher. I only know Wilson as my Cubs catcher of choice.
Well, he's 2,500. That's why he's an A value. I'm not shocked by that.
I like that people want to give their home run picks, and it's nice for you guys because you get to do it with no accountability. Where, unlike here, where we just fucking shit all over each other's faces for being wrong at this very hard thing.
I don't know if I've talked about this before. Is that a pineapple on your table?
Yes, it's a golden pineapple.
Okay, I thought so.
It was a white elephant Christmas gift from a thing I went to this past Christmas Eve out here. And now I use it as an ashtray for whenever I smoke a joint.
There you go. I just looked at it and thought about How I Met Your Mother.
I did never watch that show, really.
Really?
Mm-mm. Watched the pilot because I worked at Fox actually when I was interning at Fox rather when that show first came out. I never watched anything after that besides the finale.
Why not?
You know, it just never got me. Same thing with New Girl. It just wasn't a sitcom I was ready to take part in. And I've heard they're both good. I just never really got into it.
New Girl's a piece of shit. I'll never watch that stuff. But
people fucking love New Girl. People under like
I don't get
28 love New Girl.
I don't get it. I liked Zooey Deschanel before New Girl. I hate everybody else on the show. Although I don't know the dude's name. The guy that's in Tag.
Is that Adam Pally?
I don't know his real name. So whatever guy that's from New Girl that's in Tag, I do like him. He was in Drinking Buddies, which I thought was pretty decent. But How I Met Your Mother was my jam, man. My wife wrote down like one note of the day every day for like the 6 months before we got married and gave me a book. And there are like 10 of them in there. It was the last season of How I Met Your Mother where it was just like, we watched How I Met Your Mother tonight. You cried again. Over and over and over again. I cried like 11 times in the final season. It was bad. I was so invested in those people.
Huh. Yeah, look, I could be wrong about that one. That's one where I didn't get into it, but I'm sure it's pretty good. It seems like it's a very relatable thing if you're, a person who is single in your mid-20s and living in a large, decently sized city. Seemed like that and New Girl both, I think, have that going for them, where they're kind of telling people's story.
Yeah, it's an easy watch. It's quick. Like, you get in and out. Very little, like, weight to the episodes.
Would you go James McCann or Russell Martin in a DK cash game?
See, that's the kind of question I like. All of the details are.
Hey, Luke Kemp is a star. We have I realize that we've kind of got like a new class of chat. I feel like from when you had your channel, like some of your guys, I feel like have fallen off.
Yeah,
but
I think they're basketball peeps.
Oh, that might be it too. Yeah, we feel like we have new. It's like Saved by the Bell, the new class. You bring in the new guys, and we're like, hey, we got Shane, we got Scott, we got JM.
Who's the Screech in all of this?
Oh, it's got to be you. Because you're the carryover.
Can I be Belding at least?
Do you really want to be Belding instead of Screech?
I mean, yeah, who wouldn't?
I don't know, but Belding's like a weird dude. I'm actually going to the Saved by the Bell themed restaurant in LA tomorrow, which apparently is hard to get a ticket to, and my friend who's in town got it. Anyway, we're going to take some Instagram photos probably.
James McCann, Russell Martin, DK Cash. I would rather have Russell Martin.
Okay.
They have comparable ownership. I have James McCann projected slightly higher, but I get to more Martin because of the Dodgers. So I would lean. I have 4 times as much Russell Martin as I do James McCann. I don't know what are you laughing at?
People talking about Drew N being the Screech. Which is a lot of credit for Drew N. I think Drew N is more like, I don't even know. Like, who's it? I guess he would be the Screech. Was he in your original chats?
Not that I remember.
Oh.
And I don't think I would forget.
It's probably true. We'll find a role for him. Domingo Santana or Matt Joyce on DK?
It's got to be Matt Joyce.
I think I'm playing Matt Joyce tonight too, so I'm okay with Matt Joyce.
I've got a lot of Joyce. Got a lot of Santana too, but I think Joyce is clear. Yeah, we've got Joyce as an AA. I've got him maxed out. I would much rather have Joyce. But I think Santana's a good play too. I have him quite a bit. He's a good value option. I'm over the field on both of these guys.
Lorenzo Robinson is one of your old people too. I like Lorenzo. Let's go through chat. I'll tell you all if I like you or not. That's how we'll do it on a Friday. Roof is open apparently in Arizona, according to Richard Evans, who is another new class member. Chubster's chat is weak. I agree. Chubster is weak.
I don't like this turn of events.
Oh, Marcos is going to drink rum. Good for you, Marcos. Rum is a lovely drink, which I kind of soured myself on in college. I feel like most people did. Where you drink a lot of rum and cokes in college, and you just go like, I can't drink rum and cokes anymore.
I was never a rum and coke guy, or a Jack and Coke. Like I was never a brown liquor guy in college. I just crushed beers. Now
I was very, very into rum.
Really? So I love rum. I'll drink Dark and Stormies until I can't stand now. But I was never like a liquor guy in college.
Yeah, I drank a lot of liquor in college. Like we also had vodka. Like I remember one point we were playing pool in like the communal area in the apartment I had my freshman year, and like I was drinking. I lost the game, and I ended up having to drink like 2 shots. Actually, no, not 2 shots. Like 1 glass worth of Sky vodka, which at that time was like the height of quality vodka to me as a college freshman.
Yeah, right.
But fucking repulsive to drink like 8 ounces of Sky is one of the worst experiences I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, vodka was what I would drink if I was drinking anything. We played a couple drinking games with liquor once, and that ended in everybody throwing up. But I was pretty much just like 99% beer, and then straight shots of probably tequila.
Oh yeah, tequila too. The thing is, like, I don't really hold it against these alcohols. Like, I still will drink them if I come across them. But rum, I definitely got tired of.
I don't like whiskey and never really have.
I've tried to like whiskey several times. I actually had a point where I would, after college, I would get shots of whiskey when I would go to a bar, like just get a shot, and that'd be like my drink because I thought it made me. Actually, you know what it was? I was watching Deadwood on HBO, and I was like, what the Cowboys would do. Pretty fucking badass. So I started doing it. Just blacked out. Like I don't black out often, no matter how much I drink. But for some reason, just ripping straight shots of whiskey was that experience. And I've tried drinking it too, like a classy person. And it's hard. It doesn't do it for me. It's not a great taste. I'd rather drink a beer.
So I've gotten into Cavassier now that I'm not poor.
Now that you're P. Diddy.
Okay, well, so that's sort of how it started. I bought my buddy, my college roommate, a bottle of Cavassier for his college graduation. So then we just all sat around, listened to Pass the Cavassier, and did that. And then I started trying it again, and it's actually fucking delicious. Like I can drink it rocks. It's the only thing that I like mess around with when it comes to liquor. I love it.
Never had. Interesting. I'll have to try that at some point.
It's the first time that I ever drank liquor and like I understood when people said like something was smooth. It was the first time I ever understood that.
Interesting. Okay, I might have to try some Cavassier. I guess might be a new trend.
You got to listen to the song the first time you do it though. It's really invigorating and it'll make it taste better because you'll be like excited about it.
I did love that song. Also, just shout out Brandon T real fast. Well, because I gave a shout out to everybody else, not giving one to Brandon T. Brandon T is a good one who's here often. Apparently, you got him into we got him into MLB, but he was here from your NBA days, your early NBA days. So, hey, we love everybody. Everybody who sticks around and is not Drew N.
Wriggles, you out there, buddy? Come here.
Kevin Zoe, actually. I know how to pronounce that because I knew a kid in high school named Zoe. Davis and Joyce or Bird and Gardner tonight? No sight.
Let me look at their ownerships.
Davis is my least favorite part of that athletic stack. But like I think he's okay, but he's just my least favorite part of it. So
Gardner.
I'd probably still go Davis and Joyce.
Yeah, Joyce and Davis for me. If it's DK, at least. If it's FanDuel, I don't know. Just assume I said the same thing.
Boom, boom. Any other good questions here? Spencer pointing out. Apparently, there's despair in your eyes every time I say the phrase chubster. So
yep, I'm sure it is. I'm sure there is.
Would you prefer Chubster or Josh Areno? Because we've had a couple here that we could have used, and I feel like Chubster's really caught on. Josh Areno might have been hard.
How about just Josh? Like, why don't we just use people's names in like a nice way, huh? Have we thought about that?
You know, it's ball busting between live stream pals. That's just what we do here. We make each other feel bad about our home run picks and our fake nicknames.
Honestly, I love it. I think it's fucking hilarious. I love how much you just work it casually into communication. I like that the chat just like doesn't even assume it anymore. It's just in. On the off chance that this blows up for us, it might make for a weird explanation. But like ultimately, I think it's hilarious.
We've created a lot of fun memes here. NFL season is going to be good. We just submitted a plan to the higher ups at Osmo for NFL season. We're going to fucking blow out NFL season. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited for that. Not that MLB is not fun, but I think we're going to be doing a lot of cool content. We're going to be here on fucking Sundays. You don't need to go to church. You can just watch a YouTube stream. We'll bless you.
You'll get a lot more out of this.
I mean, yeah, look, I'll tell you, there's no minister who's like, oh, yeah, you need to play Todd Gurley this week. Maybe that's an easy one. That's chalk. Minister will give you chalk plays. He's not giving anybody that deep.
No, he's going to give you something, but it ain't chalk plays.
Zobrist or Cabrera in DK Cash?
I assume that's Miguel Cabrera.
I would presume so.
Where the fuck are the
As
Tigers?
Drew Ball.
I would rather have Miguel Cabrera by like a lot.
Okay. NFL. People talking NFL. Yes, I agree with you on NFL. I am very excited to learn more about NFL and to learn what Osmo values is important in NFL because, like, the thing is, I'm really good in season long. I'm really good at picking 80% of lineups in NFL. It's that 20% that really is a fucking kick in the nards. And that's what we'll all try to figure out this season. But hopefully we're starting that in like a month. So
that was supposed to be Asdrubal Cabrera and not Miguel Cabrera. So
see, I actually said that. Oh, good for me. Good for me.
That also makes a lot more sense. I would rather stop burping first and foremost. I'd rather have Zobrist.
Okay. So Shane Kamar, by the way, it's Spags, not Skaggs. Skaggs is the pitcher who I support by just by proxy. But no, my name is Spags, short for Spagnola. Pitcher under 6,400 on DK for McCod, another Josh Channel OG.
Under 6,400?
Mm-hmm.
Why is my dog whining? Riggs! Sonny Gray.
You know, I like Sonny Gray a little too, but I don't know that I would play him. But I like him a little too.
Sonny Gray or Stratton?
Okay. Yeah. I'm all right with that. Hey, what do you think of Arsenal's new coach, Josh? As a big EPL guy coming off a tough loss that crippled you emotionally, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was not a great day for me. I ate a lot of Taco Bell. I'm indifferent. I don't... It's whatever. Fuck Arsenal. I just don't care. I mean, like, Emery's good and all. I just don't care.
Fernando Gomes is going to name his next dog Spags. Look, I agree you should. There's actually currently a husky somewhere, I think in Maryland, named Spags. The guy sent me the dog tag and showed me. Like, actually, she sent me puppy pics too, which I appreciated. I think doesn't send me anymore, but good dog. Good dog, not Spags the dog.
Spags the dog.
Got to differentiate somehow. So he's Spags the dog. I'm just Spags. Male. Yeah. I'm still not crazy about Male. I know you are, but male.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, we're locked. So hey, happy Friday, everyone. We're locked. Nothing else good yet. What's up for your weekend, Josh? You're a bachelor this weekend. Your wife's out of town. What are you doing?
I'm gonna finish painting the wall that's behind me that no one ever gets to see. So that has to happen. I'm gonna call a fucking HVAC guy to try and find out why I don't have air conditioning downstairs. We're gonna get our back deck pressure washed so I can open the pool. I don't know. A lot of stuff. I've got to till out part of the yard. I got to cut the grass. It's all like shit that's not fun.
You have to till the yard? Isn't that a thing you do with like grain?
So I've got the rototiller. I need to turn up a bunch of sections of
we
the
don't
yard where we have like some really ridiculous weeds growing next to the house.
We don't promote rototiller on this site, Josh. Just to be clear.
Different thing there. Let's see, what else do I got going on? Basketball on Sunday, right? I'll watch that.
Yeah, there's a game on Sunday. I will have a column on Sunday because we don't quit here. We don't stop.
Other than that, I don't have shit. I mean, no soccer now, so I don't know, just chilling.
Is there joyful masturbation when your wife is out of town? Like, is it like, oh, I could finally? Like, is that like a thing?
It's just always joyful.
Well, like, you know, because, okay, so this is whatever. Where it's Friday, we're getting weird shit for a little bit, a couple minutes. For me, whenever I've dated a girl sometimes, and it's like, and then I get mad at you if you jerk off, because it's like, oh, like, we were like supposed to have sex, or like, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that always bothers me. It's like, look, sometimes you just want to be alone and just fucking scrap one out to like a busty black girl, which is, you know, not a person I'm normally dating. But I think for me, like, I've had that exchange before, so I assume it must be similar in marriage.
Yeah, you just become completely indifferent to the entire process.
Okay, that's fair. I guess true. When you're dating, there's probably a little more lustful craving for your dong for the old chubster. But I think if you're married, you know, just a certain you're used to that at that point.
We've been together for close to 9 years now. It's like I don't fuck every day. It's the same in my life. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a good crank, but it doesn't change anything whether she's in the building or not.
Okay. Good. That's fair. There's been there's been some times where I've certainly like given one earlier in the day and then like had to hook up with somebody at night, and it's like it's not the same quality of erection or even load. And I think that's some people get hurt by that.
3 feet behind me. My bed touches the opposite side of this wall.
Well, all right. So now we know. I was just curious. You know, while we have the mind of a married man, might as well pick at it.
It won't even register. It wouldn't shock me if I just forgot until Monday. You really
Is there a spreadsheet?
You stop caring in general.
That's actually funny. We need to start doing something that Bale's over at whatever Fantasy Labs, another site that I don't mind promoting because I know Bale's and he's a good dude. But he's doing the 6, 12, 18, 24 challenge, I think, as part of some bet with one of whatever bullshit they're doing over there. And you know what that is? Where like you eat donuts or masturbate or run a mile of varying like amounts. Have you heard of it?
No, but I'm going to Google it.
So it's called the 6, 12, 18, 24 challenge. I think it's you either could eat like 6 donuts, jerk off 12 times, run 18 miles, and drink 24 beers, or do some variation of that. So you could drink 6 beers, jerk off 12 times, eat 18 donuts, run 24 miles.
6 jerk offs, 12 miles, 18 donuts, 24 beers.
Yeah, but you basically pick which of those you want to do. So you could jerk off 24 times, only run, you know, whatever.
In a day?
Yeah, you could if you chose to. If you chose to try that, I don't think
you
physically
have to pick 6 jerk offs. You can't jerk off 12 times in a day.
I did it when I was a teenager.
I didn't.
You
gotta go 6 jerk offs. No, I mean this is a very clear way to do this. Also, I would never try to do this. 6 jerk offs is a lot of jerking off. What's up, Tom? I hope you're not watching it any longer.
It's Friday. It's a Friday stream. This is what people like from the stream. We're real human beings. We're playing DFS, but we're real human beings.
Can't wait to mark this 15 minutes down as talking about jerking off, eating donuts, running miles, and drinking beers. Let's see how that note gets us. No, for real though. You have to pick 6 jerk offs. And I'm not sure I'll drive 12 miles in a day, let alone maybe not a week. Everything that I want is next to my home.
I mean, the thing is running 12 miles. Like, I'd rather jerk off 12 times than run 12 miles.
Yeah, I just don't know if I can.
24 hours.
Oh my god, I can't imagine jerking off every 2 hours.
Well, there you go. So, I don't know.
I'm
there
33,
you go. That's something.
like I don't think I could succeed.
The most I ever did, because I remember when I was younger, probably like around middle school or something. I remember vividly I was 13, so I assumed that was like 7th or 8th grade. The urban legend was that you can't masturbate more times in a day than the amount of years you've lived, or I guess you would die. I don't know what it is.
Took a run at
it. I guess, but I got to 14, and I was pretty proud of that. But it was certainly just like your dick going like at the end. So it wasn't. I can't imagine doing 24.
Just like a poof of dust. Alexander, I'm not from Atlanta.
Uh,
Yeah, I can't even imagine doing this. I don't even. Oh God. 18. Man, the 24 donuts would probably be the easiest part.
I like that. See, Alex is going with 6 donuts, and I feel like we tend to say like Alex just knows everything data wise. That's the right move. So maybe 6 donuts is the right move.
What up, boss? Are you enjoying the end of this live stream right now?
I know that Alex watches the live stream and pays attention, so I'm always prepared for the fact that he might hear one of the awful things we say emotionally.
24, like, doing 24 donuts is the easiest part of it all. To eat one donut in an hour is fucking cake.
I would do 24 beers.
Fuck
like, no
18
question.
beers. 24 beers, you're gonna be fucking hammered. How are you supposed to jerk off 6 times if you're drunk?
Look,
You gotta get those JOs out of the way before the beers hit you.
or you could get hammered early and then you kind of downshift and like just spend your night jacking it.
Can you use a fleshlight?
You could probably.
Is that cheating? Because not on the wife, I mean, in the contest. Because if you can use a fleshlight, that changes things.
Yeah, sure. I don't think it would change things much for me.
It would.
Okay.
Just trust me.
Fernando Gomes, my genitals were not sore the next day, at least not any more than usual. I would hope you wash your hands in between all of them, though. Like, you don't want crossover.
No way, I'm going straight from the JO to the donut, baby. What do you think that cream filling is? We're going down on Weird Rabbit Hole Friday. Yo, so I had one of those in college.
A flashlight?
Yeah.
Really? How'd that work
come
out?
out at parties and... Oh, God, it was amazing. People would take it and, like, slap people upside the face with it and stuff. I wouldn't even know they brought it out. It was hilarious. Hilarious.
At Barstool when we did a white elephant thing at Christmas, and my gift for that, which was the thing that another website I'd worked for, a guy did a review of, were these things called Japanese sex eggs, and I believe they're called, like, Tensai eggs, or Tensai was the Albert in WWE.
Yeah. I don't
like
want him
Tenkai. If you look up Japanese sex eggs, you'll find them. I think they're actually available on Amazon. And what they do is like they roll out sort of like a what is it?
Tenga?
That's it, Tenga. And yeah, and basically like you just have sex with those eggs and you can wash them and stuff, and they have like a limited life cycle, I guess. But they're like a fleshlight, but a more discreet one. I guess like if you want to have sex with eggs instead of a flashlight.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there you go. If we were doing a price valuation, I would say that Tenga eggs would be cheaper than the fleshlight. So I'd say roster Tenga eggs.
Yeah, I think
I never used
it was like $100 bills or something.
Yeah, not cheap for sex toys.
I can still picture the day that it got to my apartment.
You were like a kid at Christmas.
My 2 buddies, Luke and Kyle, were at the house, and it was just like, you're a fucking moron. I had it for 2 more years. I threw it away the day that I moved out of college because I felt like taking that back to my parents' house would have been weird as shit.
I would hope it's dishwasher safe, but then again, like you're gonna run a separate dishwasher load for your sex toys, like because I don't want that.
I'm not gonna say my friend's name, but he also bought one, and he okay, so like you can put it in warm water, obviously to figure out to make it warmer. He tried to circumvent that by microwaving it, and he melted his. True story.
Yeah, that could have like caught on fire and been actually pretty dangerous.
I don't remember if I updated my lineups, but I also don't care.
Well, it's Friday. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll call it a wrap on that. I feel like we made enough horrific and horrendous points at the end of this video.
We're gonna have an HR call after this. We're about to get fired.
Listen, people come for our banter and for our DFS advice, and we'd like to give them both equally.
Yeah, that's true.
We have one of the finest minds in DFS employing us, and we also have the Chubster. So we have to kind of represent both angles in which we are covering all sorts of content along the way. But thank you guys for tuning in this week. Make sure to subscribe to Osmo.com for a premium membership if you haven't yet. It's really not mostly about fleshlight stuff. It's a lot of practical advice that'll help you win money. Ownership projections and stuff, especially for NBA this weekend, will be very helpful for you. But obviously, they're always there for MLB. They'll be there for NFL. So get in there now. There's actually people have been buying the year subscription, which is surprising, but it's actually a pretty good deal. I normally don't ask people to give $500 to things, but if you were to do that now, I think you're locking a pretty good price in as we add more features and stuff. So go do that now. You could also do monthly plans, which are much more affordable. But go awesemo.com, sign up. If you're not subscribed to this channel, do that. Look at all the things you're missing out on, all the banter, all the fun stuff that we do every single day here. Fun and informative. So make sure to subscribe if you're not. And Josh, any parting words for us on this fine first week of summer, technically, or sort of?
If you need a referral code for Fleshlight, hit me up. I probably still have one in my email. No, I don't have that. No, I don't have anything. I'm gonna chill this weekend. I've got some work to do on some future projects for the website, which I think people will be really excited about. So that's gonna be my Saturday.
Yeah, there you go. So Josh working hard. I'll be around too. I'll be doing a switch and hedge on Sunday. We'll be talking a little NBA and that. Not a live stream or anything because, God forbid, it's a day of rest. But unless it's football season. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you again soon. And good luck out there.